Now let us start with CBS embryology. So cardiovascular system embryology. So in this diagram, this is the transverse section of our embryo. As you can see, here is our heart, and here are our arterial system, which is this aortic arches. This is our aorta, and this is our venous system. Okay, in blue color this is venous system, in red color this is our arterial system, and mainly this artery is known as dorsal aorta. So this is the dorsal aorta, and it is present, as the name suggests, dorsally, and anteriorly it is connected with the aortic sac. So it looks like something this, if we can see. So this here this is our aortic sac, and posteriorly our this is our dorsal aorta, and aortic sac and dorsal aorta are interconnected by 6 aortic arches. So these are blood vessels which are called aortic arches. As they make arch, they connect dorsal aorta and aortic sac together. So as we can see, this is one side, in on the other side this is same. So these are our right aortic arches, and these are our left aortic arches, and posteriorly we have dorsal aorta. So if we see development of arterial system, the dorsal aorta communicates with aortic sac. Aortic sac communicates with dorsal aorta through 6 arch arteries. These are 6 in number on the either side, on the both side, like right side, and this is. Now let's talk about arch arteries. So as we have discussed in the previous lecture, there are 6 arch arteries which are present on either side. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 on the left and right side. Okay, so now the question arises, how arch of aorta is derived from or formed. So this is our aortic sinus. It has two parts, left horn and right horn. Here is right horn, either is left horn. Okay, so the arch of aorta, it arises from left horn, then it then our left fourth arch artery rises, then it goes as left dorsal aorta. So this whole artery is called arch of aorta. So it starts from left horn of aortic sac, then left fourth arch artery, then it goes down as a left dorsal aorta. This whole these whole three structures are called arch of aorta. So this is derived from these three structures. Okay, so this is fourth arch aorta, left aortic sac, left horn of aortic sac, left fourth arch artery, and left dorsal aorta. So these make our dorsal aorta, and it gives branches, 3 branches: brachiocephalic trunk of right side, left common carotid artery, and left subclavian artery. So let's discuss how brachiocephalic trunk is formed. So brachiocephalic trunk, it is formed from the right horn of aortic sac. So this is our brachiocephalic trunk. So it is from right sac. And then let's discuss about left common carotid artery. So common carotid artery, it ascends up, and it gives branch external carotid artery, and then it continues as internal carotid artery. So it the common carotid artery, it arises from proximal part of third arch artery. So this part, this is the proximal part, this is the distal pass, and the distal pass of third arch aorta and cervical part of dorsal aorta gives rise to internal carotid artery, and a bud like form is appear here. This is called external carotid artery. So now let's talk about intersegmental arteries. So if we can see here, the there are many intersegmental arteries which are branches of arch of aorta. So this is our arch of aorta, and it has many intersegmental arteries mainly commonly known as cervical intersegmental arteries. So now we see how the left subclavian artery is formed. So it is seventh cervical intersegmental artery. It is a branch of arch of aorta. It will give rise to left subclavian artery. So this is seventh cervical intersegmental artery. It will give rise to left subclavian artery here. Left seventh intersegmental artery cervical will give rise to left subclavian artery, and then the right subclavian artery is a branch of brachiocephalic trunk. So as we have seen, this is our brachiocephalic trunk. Then it will go like right fourth arch artery in brachiocephalic trunk, right fourth arch artery, then it will go as right dorsal aorta, and then it will give right 7 cervical intersegmental artery, and ultimately it will give the branch right subclavian artery. So this is this is right subclavian artery, and this is left subclavian artery. Left subclavian artery will be directly formed from left 7th cervical intersegmental artery, and right will form from the brachiocephalic trunk. Then this is fourth arch fourth this is our fourth arch artery, then right dorsal artery, then right 7th cervical intersegmental artery, and then it will give rise to right subclavian artery. So these are our arteries. Then we can see this is our sixth arch artery. It will give rise to this is its proximal part, this is its distal part. The proximal part will give rise to pulmonary artery, which will supply the our lungs. Then in between pulmonary artery and arch of aorta, this distal part, it will give rise to ductus arteriosus. Okay, ductus arteriosus is between the pulmonary artery and arch of aorta on the left side, and it will obliterate and it will give rise to ligamentum arteriosum. Okay, so we have seen sixth, fourth and third. What about fifth? Fifth will degenerate. Nothing is derived from fifth arch, as it will degenerate. First and second will give rise to first will be first arch remnant will give rise to maxillary artery. So maxillary artery is a remnant, and it is the largest branch of external-carotid artery, and it gives up to 16 branches. Then the second arch, it will give 2 branches, but these are also remnants. Stabilial artery. Now let's talk about defects of our arterial system development. So the first one is abnormal right subclavian artery. So if we can see in this diagram, so how our subclavian artery is formed by the 3 parts. By the arch artery, this is the arch artery, then this is the dorsal aorta, and then right 7th cervical segmental artery. So these 3 structures form. But in the abnormal right subclavian artery, the arch artery, right 4th arch artery, is obliterated, means it is absent. So only the caudal part, this part, persistence of caudal part of right dorsal artery aorta is found. So only this part is available, which causes abnormal right subclavian artery go behind the trachea and esophagus. So this is our trachea, and this is our trachea, and this is esophagus. So our right subclavian artery, it goes behind the trachea and esophagus, which causes a condition called dysphagia lusoria. Now if we summarize the topic development of arterial system, so our first arch from this diagram, our first arch artery, it forms maxillary artery. Second arch artery, it forms stapedial and hyoid artery. Third arch artery, it forms external carotid, internal carotid and common carotid artery. Fourth arch artery, it will form on the left side arch of aorta, and right side on the right subclavian artery. Fifth arch artery will completely degenerate, as we have discussed in the previous lecture. Sixth arch artery, it will form in the right and left side. It will form pulmonary artery and ductus arteriosus. Distal part forms ductus arteriosus on the left side. So these are all the in a table, nutshell in a table. Now let's talk about a recurrent laryngeal nerve. So it is present on both sides, left and right, and it is a branch of recurrent laryngeal nerve is a branch of vagus nerve. So this is vagus nerve, and this becomes left laryngeal nerve. Okay, so uh, but the left laryngeal nerve has a longer course than the right laryngeal nerve. So this one has longer course than this right one. Why? Because we have two structures present here. Only one structure, sorry, ductus arteriosus. So it has to take more turn than the right side. So it has longer course. This is because it turns under the left sixth arch artery. It is a left sixth arch artery, which persists in the extrauterine as ligamentum arteriosum, a fibrous element. On the right side, sixth and fifth arch artery persist, don't means both of are obliterated. So uh, it needs less winding. So left recurrent laryngeal nerve winds around arch of aorta here. Right, it only winds around subclavian artery, right subclavian artery. So it has longer course due to the presence of ductus arteriosus or ligamentum arteriosum, or mainly due to the sixth persistence of left sixth